This video has been made possible by brilliant.org. Yep. 3, 2, 1, action. Society. Here we do live in one. I've always had an interest in the top-down view to the world, just seeing everything go by while I watch. I imagine it's quite a bit like how a god would see it, every little action so meaningless and beneath him. Or maybe a homeless person. If you think about it, a homeless man is the most free man there is. He is his own god, in a sense, and the only thing standing between you and a stream of his pierces if he deems you worthy of his godly mercy. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that I'm going to be simulating people in a society, and that I might have a bit of a god complex, or maybe I secretly desire to be homeless, which is something a shrink should probably unpack, but I've got a video to make and I don't believe in therapists anyways. Okay, step 1, very important, forget how to code and spend hours fixing something that wasn't even a bug in the first place. Oh, don't tell me I was that this whole time. You ape! Then make a little 3D world. This is going to be the base that everything will be built off. Step 2, people. Well, okay, these don't really look like people, and okay, look, I'm not racist, but they said be there or be square, and these guys clearly weren't there, so it's time to make a trip to the internet store. Look at this, why make 3D models when you could just steal them? Like, look, I can download a car, or a different car. I won, man. Maybe I should spend a bit of money and like buy a 3D model, like this hot dog model that costs more than a real hot dog. Well, come on, mate, it's hot dog 2, it's the sequel, it's gotta be good, yeah? So anyways, I took some low poly human 3D models, low poly because there's gonna be thousands rendered and they're gonna be rendered from far away. But the issue is that they were all white, and in this channel, we promote diversity. So I just opened up Blender and just started painting them. And you know what, it was actually very relaxing, just like putting on some music and painting for like an hour or two. You know, actually on a related note, on the bus the other day, I met this old guy, an army veteran, and well, we got talking, and he paints miniatures, like war, like little ships and stuff. Yeah, he moved aside, like let me have the seat next to him. Very nice guy. Okay, now I have people, but how does actual AI work? I did sort of skip over that. Well, it's pretty simple actually. Every single person is simulated individually, and each person remembers a list of tasks that they have to do one by one. Right now, the only task that they can do is just a simple walk to this place task, but you know, later on I'm going to add stuff like working, going to the shops, idling around. You just have to continue watching with the video and you'll find out. But for them to do anything more complex, they need an incentive, a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Now, true communism has never been tried, so that's not an option. After all, I'm not going to make some backwater socialist country like China, Switzerland, or North Korea. No, I'll give them the gift of capitalism and show them the value of access. And money will be their god. Speaking of money, are you ugly and stupid? Well, now you can be just ugly with today's sponsor, brilliant.org. Brilliant helps you get smarter every day with thousands of interactive courses in maths, science, programming, data analysis, and even AI. Brilliant is designed to be as efficient as possible so that maybe one day you can have the genius level 5th percentile IQ that I have. Hard to imagine, but this is done by letting you problem solve and play with concepts, which is proven to be 6 times better than just pretending to learn by watching lectures. Now, if you're watching this channel, you probably want to learn coding. Well, Brilliant is brilliant for that, as it lets you build problem-solving skills and learn how to think like a programmer, and their newly updated Thinking and Code course will be a perfect way to start. Hi there, long-time recurring character Little Scars. What do you think of this product? Well, guess what? You can try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days by visiting brilliant.org/scars or by scanning the QR code on screen right now. And if you want to go all in using my code in the description, you can get 20% off an annual premium subscription. That was my first ever ad read you just saw. Tremble in fear as I've only just begun selling out. Okay, so while you were busy being advertised to, I did some off-camera coding, and now the people can be employed, work, and I think I might have skipped over some stuff. Okay, so I have people models, but these idiots need a city to live in because society doesn't really happen in big open fields unless you're high on something. So I made houses and roads. Yeah, I know, it's a grid layout, it's a bit boring, but I could just say this is some new modern town or city like Milton Keynes. Yes, this is Milton Keynes. For all the normal people that don't know what Milton Keynes is, just imagine hell, and if hell was designed by a US city planner with a fetish for roundabouts. But I do have a small complaint with this. There's not that many houses or people. Yes, the machine must lag! The simulation is now processing 100,000 people. What you're seeing on the screen is actually 5 times less than that, as some of them have to be hidden, but they're still simulated, don't worry, as my PC can't actually handle showing all 100,000 of them. They're like ants swarming a nest. Also, I expanded the AI system a bit more, so that when a person exists, they'll try and first get a house. A house can only have one person living inside, so if they don't get a house, they'll be homeless. After that, they'll try and continue with whatever task they have. If they don't have a task, or I call them goal in this case, then they'll get one assigned. Right now, all they can get assigned is if they aren't homeless, they will walk to their home and go inside and then just wander around their home. If they aren't homeless, then they just wander the streets of, I guess, Milton Keynes, so God help them. If they have a task assigned to them, then they just do it every frame, but the house checking and the task assignment is done every couple seconds, as doing it every frame is pretty useless and it only just destroys the FPS any further. Also, this is a bit off topic, but I really like this effect. You can look inside the houses and like you get this like weird inside out effect. It's done because when you render something, there's this thing called backface culling, which is used to not render stuff that's not facing you, because that means you can't see it. It's only logical. Why bother rendering it if the face is not facing you? Normally, turning it on or using it doesn't really change much, it only improves performance. But if you change the direction the faces point, so instead of pointing outwards, they point inwards, then you can get this weird inside-out effect that, like, no matter how you look at this, the cube is always inside out. And I just like how it looks. Cars. They are a modern staple of the modern world, and I have roads, so it's only natural that people can drive. I didn't add a traffic system or anything like that. Maybe for another video. I want to try and learn Unreal first, but if the point that they're walking to is too far away, they'll get in a car and drive to it. Parks. Everyone likes a good park. But in this simulation, I have quite a big problem. There is a large homeless population, like a very big one, and they need some place to sleep at night, which is what the park is for. Also, only people with a job can drive now. And if you don't have a house, you don't have a job, so homeless people can't drive now. Overall, I just made everyone's life worse. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but people can now have jobs. There's 2 types of buildings, there's homes and offices, and people that are employed will go during the day to work in the office, and then go home during the night. I know, dreadful. Then to top everything off, I changed the AI a bit and added proper models for everything, as while everything looking completely grey and boxy does tap into my inner love for brutalist architecture, it did look pretty boring, so this is a big improvement, as now the houses look like houses split into like different districts, and the parks now have a little pond and a tree which stops the homeless people from realizing they're homeless. But the AI, how did the AI change? Well, the offices now have a purpose. Before, all the employed people did in the office all day is just wander around and do nothing useful, kind of like a real office job if you think about it, but now they have a purpose. The manufacture of highly illegal and addictive substances. Every workplace has workers and a drug mule. The workers make the product, and the drug mule is a homeless person chosen to spread the product within their community. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, you see, there's a 3-tiered class system: the homeless, the middle class, and the employed. The homeless, well, they're just that. The homeless spend their days wandering the streets and sleep in the park, foraging for nuts and berries or whatever they do all day. The middle class, however, owns a home, but isn't employed in the office. All they do all day is just rot. They practically don't exist, and just stay in their homes all day, not causing any trouble like good little citizens. The employed, however, own a home, and go to work in the day and go home during the night. You see, they get special benefits that no one else gets, like they get to drive a car. Yeah, that's about it, and in return they sell a part of their soul to ensure it stays that way. But what do I mean by that? Well, you see, the homeless population is large. Being homeless is not nice. They don't want to be homeless, but you need a house to do that, and let's just say if two people wanted a home, a homeless man and an employed man, who gets the house? This is enough to make the homeless population quite upset with the employed class. That's why they manufacture addictive substances. The mule brings it back to the parks and spreads it among everyone else to dull their minds and make them forget, because if they remember how unfair life is, they might realize that they don't need the upper class, and the upper class gets removed. If you think about it, I have made the perfect society. It's in perfect harmony. Everyone is happy through either doping, rotting, or money. It's a self-balancing system, as even when the homeless fight back, all that does is create new job opportunities, as the offices, they're still there and they still need employees, and everything will just go back to how it was. And ironically, at the first chance they get, the oppressed become the new oppressors, and the cycle only repeats and can never be broken. They're too distracted fighting amongst themselves to actually do any real change to fix anything. Before you think it, the system isn't broken or manipulated by anything. No, it's doing exactly what it was made to do. I need to tell everyone about this, because I think I just have the solution for world peace. Computer, where's the United Nations headquarters? New York? That's too expensive to fly to. Computer, where's a closer and more economically distant UN building? Switzerland? Okay, that's more in my price range. Wait, Geneva? Computer, what language do they speak in Geneva? French? Oh, come on, why does it have to be the French bit of Switzerland? It was a dumb idea anyway, who's stupid enough to go to Switzerland?
Oh, that fucking gun is of you!
It's locked.